Morning Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur here, the only psychedelic sock show on the internet. How are we all doing today? Well, not so good if you're a wet spam or a Liverpool fan, as the last English clubs whimper out of European competition for the year. That's it, all done, lights out, good night Vienna, finished. The best league in the world, that's it, not in Europe anymore. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And, well, maybe Klopp's era is going to end with nothing. And there's rumours that Moyes might be leaving West Ham as well. So, you know, there you go. What a shame, eh? Still, I, for one, am happy that no English clubs are left in Europe because Tottenham ain't one of them. We'll be back next year and we'll show them how it's done. We're a club with European pedigree. And in other news, another sign that football is kind of going down the toilet a little bit. From next year, apart from the Champions League being a whole schmozzle, which I'll do in another video probably, the FA Cup's changing. What a shame, eh? So from next year, they're not gonna. There's no replays. No replays. That's it. That's a thing of the past. No FA Cup replays from round one onwards. In a deal brokered by the Premier League and the FA or whatever, whoever does it, I don't know, all these suits, brokering a deal. What do you mean brokering a deal? What's all that about? Just the FA Cup's the FA Cup. Just say, no, there's going to be replays. We don't have to broker no deal with you. That's the way it is. You either do that or you don't do it. Of course, the other thing is the FA Cup, the final is going to be played in the penultimate week of the season. So there you have it. You can't stop progress. The FA Cup, no replays, and the match isn't even going to be the last match of the domestic season. And I can just see idiots like Simon Jordan saying things like, well, with his fake posh accent, well, it's the real world. And, you know, it's a fact that there's business involved with football and there isn't the money to sustain blah, 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 blah. It's like, why does that guy even have an opinion on a sport radio station? A businessman. What has that got to do with football? Football. And for all he says things like, oh, well, I live in the real world and it's all money, 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 money. Well, that's not real either. That's all invented. Long gone are the days where money was based on something that you could hold in your hand, like stones or gold and silver. No, that wasn't good enough. So we just made it up on bits of paper, and now it's just ones and zeros on a computer. According to Simon Jordan's real world, in business you can sell things that you don't even have, so long as you buy them back before the end of the day. That's not real. We might as well live in a world where every man, woman and child is called Rory. And then someone sticks their hand up and says, I want to be called Dave. And you'd have Rory Jordan then saying, well, I live in the real world and everyone's called Rory. No, it's not real. It's not real. It's made up. It's fiction, mate. It's fiction. Just because everyone does it doesn't make it real. It's just a pervasive system, ideology of the world, hyper-capitalism. And, you know, he'll also say things like, you know, the Premier League, the Premier League is a fantastic product. A product, mate. It's not a tin of peas, half a shoulder of lamb, or, I don't know, a sack of corn. It's football, mate. It's football. It's not a product. It's a pastime that many people love to take part in. And others, like me, who are rubbish at playing it, like to enjoy watching. It's not a product. It's not a product that I consume. You know, there's tubes of toothpaste. I consume that. I don't know, man. And, you know, I know I sound like one of those guys going on about the good old days. And yeah, I am, because it was better. It was better. The FA Cup was something incredibly special. Not just to fans, but to players, you know. It was the pinnacle of the English domestic season. There's no doubt about it. It was a game that was watched all over the world. Now I do have a couple of rays of sunshine for all you younger people out there that think, who's this going on? Like, grumpy old man going on about the good old days. It's what old people always do. Well, sometimes we do it for different reasons. My grandparents, for example, would moan about the way things are because we took it for granted, the younger people, It was a lot better for us than it was for them, going through wars and depressions and God knows what. But for me, it's different. I think it was better when I was younger. So, here's my ray of sunshine. Either it's going to keep on declining into a maelstrom of putrid decay until, instead of football, you just give money over and you just get a random score appearing on your app and there's not even any humans involved, and then you'll understand where I'm coming from and you'll be moaning when you're old. Or, and this is my real hope, we're going to and come out the other side and it'll all get better because people will just have enough, won't bother tuning into this baba anymore, because without passion, without spectacle, what are you consuming as a consumer? Nothing. There's a reason why football's popular, why it's the most popular game in the whole world, because it's satisfying. It's satisfying to watch. Even now, as much as I moan, I do still enjoy a game of football. But the things, the intangibles that have been stripped away from it, such as the FA Cup, means it's not as satisfying as it used to be. This is the death knell, really, of the FA Cup. It's just becoming more and more of an inconvenience. The fact that you're having no replays is especially difficult on the smaller teams up and down the Football League that work their backsides off to, one in every 10, 20 years get round to playing a cup tie with one of the big boys and get knocked out on penalties. Now you won't get 2 ties if you really, if you because it does happen, you don't have to giant kill a giant to get a nice payday out of it. It's all about money, isn't it? But now that opportunity's gone, so the little clubs, sorry folks, no replays for you. It's just going to be extra time and penalties, and that takes something away with it, because that was one of the great things about the FA Cup. It could turn at many times into a war of attrition, because there would just be replay after replay and the fixtures would be building up and clashing with the league, and you'd end up having to play 4 games in a week sometimes just to catch up. And that was the way it was. It was a real challenge. Whereas now, if we're a big club, we don't care about the FA Cup. But look, if we're going to win it, we only want to play 6 games and that's it. We don't want to play any more because we're too busy faffing around in Europe, a competition that most clubs have got no chance on earth of winning anyway. But they get more and more bites of the cherry. I said I wouldn't talk about the UCL, but I'll get just briefly. So the way it's moving on to next year is onto a league, which is just another way of giving your average big clubs more bites of the cherry, more matches, more income, and it's even more taking away the do or die aspect of the battle, where it's all on the line, all or nothing, home and away. Okay, we got rid of that. We went to group stage. Okay, not as good, but okay, it comes to a point. Do it now. Oh, you didn't get through. It's all right. Don't worry about it. You can play some more games against teams that are crappier than you, and you probably will get through anyway. Where's the contest in that? It's just mediocre. And Simon Jordan, man, or Rory Jordan, as maybe I'll just call him now. Yeah, it's all a product, it's all a business. Well, Simon, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but there's no tow bar on a hearse, mate. You and your class have come in and knackered the game. You weren't invited, and now you got a seat on a radio station called Talk Sport, where you don't know anything about sport. It's all about finance. You might as well just call it Talk Pounds. Talk Pounds, that's all it is. Absolute. I understand the romance, and the emotion, but putting that to one side a second, it's a business. No, football's all about bloody emotion, you plonker. Anyway, I've teleported myself a few places here today. I hope you're all doing well. Looking forward to Arsenal getting stuffed, the big chokers. Peace and love, man. Peace and love, and Colin, you Spurs.